heard about this videotape?
If you watch it, 7 days later will be 1 week from today.
A mysterious crop circle appeared in...
3 times the suspense.
Move slowly toward the exit.
Take me alive! Yo, what do we think?
Scary Movie 3.
We talk about Scary Movie 3, baby! That was hella aggressive, but excuse me, yes, we're talking about one of the best movies ever. Now, I know that these are some of the first movies that the Wayans brothers don't appear in, so a lot of people are like, oh, the movies are not as good when, like, the Wayans brothers are not a part of it. I disagree. They're like, the later movies are definitely not as good as the first Scary Movie, but Scary Movie 3 is that, like, in-between child, right? There's Scary Movie 1 and 2 and then 4 and 5, but 3 is that middle child, and hot take? I love this movie. Nah, don't click off the video yet. Don't click off the video. Listen, I'm as much of a dick rider of the Wayans brothers as anyone else, okay? And don't worry. Just because they're not in this movie doesn't discredit anything they do, all right? They're talented as no matter where they go, they make good movies. So even if they're not part of Scary Movie, guess what? Marlon Wayans goes off and does a haunted house. Great movie. We'll make a video on that one. But what I'm saying is, just because the Wayans brothers are not a part of it, and just because it's later on in the franchise, doesn't mean the movies aren't good. They're amazing! And maybe this is because, like, I personally am a huge fan of all the movies they make fun of in this movie. So obviously when you're attached to those movies to like a certain degree and people make fun of it and they do it in a funny way, you're gonna love it. Signs is a fantastic movie. I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan. I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan. So when they make fun of his movies and they do it so well, like, it's just, we're gonna get into it. It's so good. I love 8 Mile. Dude, I was about to say 9 Mile. I'm already f***ed up, and we'll get into that in a second. But I love 8 Mile. The story of Eminem is such a good movie, and the way they parody in this movie, god damn, it's so good. But as I mentioned before, there's something I need to reveal to my fans, and man, I shouldn't be getting this intimate. I'm not even monetized yet. There's some shit you say when you're monetized. But we almost there, dude. I appreciate it. We almost there. But I am an alcoholico. Listen, man, I find it hard not to watch these movies on the sauce. They're so good. And you know what makes it better? Ding, ding.
This ain't no therapy session. Don't come up in here like you should. Shut up. My liver will give me the consequences in 20 years from now. But as for right now,
if you're also a fiend like me, cheers. Let's begin. So the movie starts off with a reference to The Ring, one of my favorite movies ever! I think I need to stop screaming. I think that is kind of annoying to you guys. I'm going to stop, I promise. But The Ring is a fantastic horror movie, and what's great about these movies is they always start off with like a self-contained like little mini short before the actual movie starts. In the second movie, it's The Exorcist. In the first movie, it is Scary Movie, but it is still like a separate character, and it's like its own little contained short. I love that, dude. I love that because, dude, this scene is so, like I said, The Ring's one of my favorite movies ever. So I've seen both the American and the Japanese version, and they recreate this scene so well with like 2 basic ass blonde bitches, and it's so funny. And a quick side note, the fact that it's Pam Anderson in this scene, dude, they got like the 2 hottest, like the 2 stereotypical like picture book hot blonde girls of all time, Pamela Anderson and Carmen Electra in the first movie. Like, they did it, dude. They nailed it. Dude, my favorite part of this entire opening sequence is when Pam Anderson is talking to the other blonde girl. You know what I heard? I heard that magnetic waves shrink silicone molecules. And there's a brief pause and they look at each other like, ah! Every mother Scary Movie opening gets me with the opening sequence. They always come up with a banger opening sequence. It's facts. Has any of them led up so far? No. They get so paranoid and they're like, oh my god, turn it off, turn off the TV. She's like, I can't do it. She's like, it's backwards. And she's like, what did I do? Dude, you know what I think? And this is a hot take, because they definitely pull the like dumb blonde card in the first movie opening sequence where like Carmen Electra, she's like the dumb blonde with like the whole banana sequence. But I might go as far as to say they take it a step further in this movie. They play the dumb blonde card so well, and they go the full 10 yards with this shit. I can't turn it off. It's backwards. I don't know what to do. So like, oh my gosh, that was scary. And then they're like, I know something scary about this tape. And then she's like, oh, about the tape where like the guy goes this way and does this way. And she's like, no, not that tape. But it gets better because she's like, I saw this tape with Josh last week. She's like, you were with Josh last week? And then they start like just f***ing each other up. Dude, I swear I'm gonna wake up the f***ing neighbors with my screaming. So anyways, they're trying to replicate like the opening of The Ring, so they get this random call, they go downstairs, it's all creepy, and then she finds out it's her mom that's calling her, so her other friend goes back to the room. But Pamela Anderson goes into the kitchen where the refrigerator door is like open, she closes it, and then like everything kind of gets creepy, and she hears like the parrot like making a bunch of noises, so she takes off her shirt, she's like, ah, and throws her shirt. It's so stupid. But she goes upstairs and she opens the door, and I just have to point out her tits are massive in this scene. Not in like a I'm attracted or anything. I'm just saying like I know she has big boobs, but I feel like they're exaggerated for this scene. Like this is a comedy movie. They must have like made it extra inflated, right? Like they can't be that big. That's totally a guy side note. But anyway, she goes back into the room and she like turns her friend around who's like obviously dead. And she's like, are you okay? Anyways, the TV turns on and like attacks her. It zooms into her tits and we get Scary Movie 3 intro. This is a good intro. Like for if you guys are a fan of The Ring and a fan of Pam Anderson, this is a good ass opening sequence. But then we get into like the main story that we're gonna follow, which is Sign. Dude, this is why I think this movie is so good, because it's like that same formula of just non-stop good comedy like coming your way. It's true, bro. I don't stop laughing in this movie. To my alcoholics, cheers to that. So we start by seeing Charlie Sheen waking up and banging his head. Dude, this scene is so crazy because like it's so simple, but it gets me every time. Just like him going, I'm just like, oh my god, stop. By the way, I love Charlie Sheen. I know he's like hot right now in the news, but Charlie Sheen's awesome. Oh my god, this is why I love this movie so much, because like this opening sequence after the opening sequence is just as good, dude. It's so funny. But Charlie Sheen hears this screaming outside, so he goes outside and they do this like weird sound effect when he does this like whipping, like, you know, like he turns around. It's so cheesy, but he does it like 2 or 3 times, and then he sees his like son, and then they like twirl past each other like, I should be better than this. Why do I love that so much? And then one of my favorite scenes, bro, literally as a pothead, I should take a rip to this. He's just like, the dogs are acting strange, and you just see the dogs. One's on like a chariot with like Roman armor, the other one's like mowing the lawn, or he's on like a tractor, and the other ones are like smoking hookah. Dude, it's... The dogs are acting strange. Anyways, they find the daughter who's like in the middle of the crop field who's screaming, and they find out like there's this like crop circle, which they zoom out and you're like, what the does it say? And it says, attack here. God damn it, man.
I'm fucking bleeding out here, man. I'm bleeding out here.
For y'all! Like they say, my favorite fucking movie of all time, motherfucker. Predator. You're bleeding, man. Nah, I ain't got time to bleed. Most badass line ever. Back to the movie. So we cut to Anna Faris's character, who's a news broadcaster, and she's covering the crop circle story. And she's like, elaborate prank or extraterrestrial phenomena? And she's like, what do you think, Roz? And he's like, sorry, wasn't listening. And then this next scene is so good. She's walking with her boss and she's like, I really want to follow this crop story circle. And he's like, what are you talking about? I keep saying crop story circle story. And he's like, come on, you know that's all bullshit. And she's like, no, I really feel something. Like, call it women's intuition. Like, I can feel when danger's near. And she just gets hit by the microphone. But that's not even the best part. The best part is right after that, when she's just like, come on, these aren't even that interesting. And she pulls out like perfect tits. She's like, people don't want this, they want in-depth coverage. The word choice is so great. In-depth coverage. No, we don't. We want to see titties. And then the song comes on like, parties at 4 a.m. Then we cut to Charlie Sheen, who's talking to the cop, and like for some reason her hat is so big, but the movie addresses it, because when she tries to get into the car, she can't fit. And I'm like, okay, there it is. So it was like, is there a reason why her hat's like so menacingly big? And then we cut to the best scene in the movie! I'm so sorry if I just blew out your ears there. This scene is so good. This is like a father-son conversation, and like the son is still like living in his fantasy of like his big dreams, and he's not coming to terms with reality, and the father's like, god damn it, you need to do something with your life. But Charlie Sheen goes up to his son and he's like, you're still pursuing that rap shit? He's like, for your information, this rap shit is gonna get me paid. And the way George comes into it, Charlie Sheen's like, George! And he's like in the bed just like and his outfit, there's nothing more that screams early 2000s wannabe rapper than that outfit.
What are you gonna do
Charlie Sheen's like, damn it, George, when are you gonna do something with your life? And he's like, I got a dream. He's like, what's your dream? To have a dream. And he's like, I'm gonna win that rap battle tomorrow. And Charlie Sheen's like, God damn it. And he's like, you just hate me because I'm black. If that's not the funniest line in the Scary Movie franchise, I don't know what is, bro. That is a top contender for funniest scene, including the Wayans brother movies, bro. That might take the cake. That is golden. You just hate me because I'm black.
Ah, this movie's so good.
Dude, I work as a teacher for young kids. I won't specify what grade, but like I am a teacher, so like these scenes hit so hard, bro. Like, cause when you're they're so good. And on top of that, like this kid, the kid that's the son to Anna Faris's character, bro, exactly the same to this one kid in my class, bro, to a T. Not even for the video, bro. I'm telling you for real. Motherfucker's name was Cody, and Cody looked like this motherfucker, bro. But she shows up, and we get Anna Faris reuniting with Brenda, and they're walking and talking, and they're talking about like I think dating, and she's just like, I don't know, like I just haven't found the right man, like, you know, I just want more than good sex. And she's like, you want commitment? And she's like, no, I want great sex. And she's like, that's what I'm talking about. Guys, take notes.
Because you think she's like serious for a minute, just like, I don't want just good sex, like I want like a real commitment. And she's like, no, I want great sex.
Kid in the background's listening. She's like, did I say stop drawing? She's like, And speaking about dating, they meet with the loser rapper guy, and this scene's great, bro. This motherfucker's use of the English language is phenomenal. Which is like, oh, you were doing that story on the cop cycles, like crop circles. Who am I to talk? I was fucking up earlier, but then he does his like freestyle rap, like I be capping, I be tapping, I be, dude, it's bad. And I totally love what Brenda says, because Brenda's like, if we come when you shut your ass up. Facts. So Anna Faris walks out the school with the kid, and he's having one of his little premonitions, and he's like, there's a girl with black hair. She wants to kill you. So he's obviously alluding to Samara, the girl from The Ring. But the best part of this scene, she's talking in the car and you only see her, you don't see the other seat. And then she looks over and she realizes he's not in the car. She left him, so she goes in reverse and then hits him. Bro, I laughed so hard, but rewatching this just right now, I noticed something I never noticed before. He goes flying, crashes, and then gets back up. Am I wrong? Is he gets back up? That's insane. Then we cut to the kid drawing Samara, and there's like a little flip book where she's like dancing or like skipping. And this kid, I don't know if he's just really creepy or if he's a goddamn good kid actor, because he is creepy as shit when he's like, she's coming tonight. And then the babysitter arrives, bro, and it is a father, not like a dad. I'm saying like a priest. He pulls out like a wine bottle and lights a candle like it's a date. And before Anna Faris leaves, she's like, he's got a little rash on his behind, so please just make sure you make him take a bath. And he's just like, by the way, I gotta point this out because this has nothing to do with the comedy. This is not a joke. Anna Faris is hot as in this movie. Jesus. Oh, it's frustrating to watch. I'm like, God, where was this Anna Faris? She's not ugly in the first two movies by no means, but like, when I say like she's hot in this movie, like I remember like in this scene where she's like wearing what she's wearing, and I'm like, God damn. And now we get to the Eminem 8 Mile reference. Like this whole sequence, I think, is what makes me love this movie so much. Like if this sequence was not in the movie, number 2 easily surpasses number 3, but it is in the movie, and it makes it hella hard because I think number 3 might be my second favorite. I shouldn't give this away. I'm going to do a rankings video. But this sequence is what makes the movie for me. And he's like, I know you're going to want to blow a cap for your favorite rapper, but let's please leave the gunfire to after the show. He's like, let's put the safeties on. Let's put the safety. The guy shoots and he's like, get his ass up out of here. Get him out. And then we see, you know, one of our main characters, the son of Charlie Sheen, who right now is playing Eminem when he was like, you know, the whole lyrics of the famous song, Mom Spaghetti. What's the name of that song? Losing It. Lose Yourself. I got it. But instead of throwing up in the toilet, he throws up on a dude. The guy's like, what the f? Then Brenda and Cindy show up to like the rap show. Like Cindy completely looks out of place. And Brenda's like, I don't know, I feel like something's bad's coming my way. You know, like when you see an Asian person behind the wheel of a car. God damn it. So Brenda's like, can you please come over? I don't want to spend the night alone. And then we cut to like the guy meeting Kevin Hart and the other dude. They have this fun like little wordplay with like rats and mice, like where he's like, that bitch got evicted though because of mice. And then he's like, I thought she had rats.
It's like, no, man, rats are outside, mice are inside. And then like they do this wordplay.
I'm telling you, it's not the best one yet. Further on in the movie, there's a better wordplay that they do, and it's hilarious. And then they replicate like the rap battles from the movie. So the dude's obviously very nervous, and he has this hype guy, and he's like, come on, man, I love you, we got this. And they start hugging. Kevin Hart's just like, let me get in there, man, let me get in there. And they obviously have to push him off again. But when he goes on stage, this is when shit gets good, bro. Like, once the white guy starts rapping, where he's like, now everybody in the 202, throw your hands in the air, cause Fat Joe is through. Like, now shit gets good. Like, that's low-key. Like, that whole rap verse that he does, not bad. Like, when he's like, I put Miracle Whip on my Wonder Bread. It's so good. But then everyone's, like, vibing with it. Like, hell yeah, man, he killed it. And then he, like, puts his hood on it. It's like a cake. Dude, I laughed. Dude, the first time I saw this movie, that caught me off guard so much because, like, the scene was already good before that moment. And then that moment came and I was like, oh, I forgot I'm watching a comedy movie. Oh, my Lord. Kevin Hart's like, oh, shit. Ooh, you hear the ooh in the background. His hype man tries to help him out. He's like, dude, lose the hood. And he's like, I know, bro, we're in the hood now. And to just cap it all off, he does the Heil Hitler. So they just throw his ass out the window. And I love this scene because it's a little detail that maybe a lot of people wouldn't notice, but he gets thrown from like second or third level and falls to the ground and immediately gets back up. Like, dude, I'm saying instantaneously. It's kind of funny, dude. It's like boom, instantly up. And as he's walking away, his hype man's like, man, you still got it, don't give up that easy. You can see legs under it's a dead body. What the hell? Oh, and then we cut to one of my other favorite scenes. Like, this is what I love about the formula of scary movies, because it's just one great scene after another, and it doesn't stop. So Cindy is back at Brenda's house, and Brenda does like the 2 or 3 fake out jokes where she's like, I saw the tape 7 days ago, I'm about to die. And she's like, ugh. She starts convulsing and she's like, oh my god, I can't believe you would fall for that. And then she does it like 2 or 3 more times. That part is funny, but I won't go too much into it because the next part, when she goes into the living room and the TV starts having the static and the girl is coming out of the TV, brother, that scene is pure gold, pure cinematic gold. She's like, Cindy, the TV is leaking. Samara comes out of the TV and she just punches her in the face. With good form, dude. I used to fight. I used to do Muay Thai. I've been in the ring. I've had an amateur career. I know how to fight. That was not a bad right hand. Like, what, bam! And Brenda's just so hood in this moment. She's just like, see what you got, ugly bitch. Like, come on, let me see. And the way she winds up to hit her the second time, that is not good technique, but it makes the scene so great. I'm just like, I'm whooping her ass, Cindy, yeah. But hey, man, Samara is not one of the greatest horror villains ever for no reason. She gets her licks in too. Oh, she does a jumping like sidekick. Dude, that's insane. So now we cut back to Charlie Sheen, and then the guy is like, gets a phone call like that Brenda died. So then she's like, I gotta go tell her. So dude, I love this moment so much. It's like a little blonde girl, and he's like, no, your teacher, Brenda, she's dead. Died a horrible death. Painful. Ah! And so is your dog. And she's like, what, my dog? He's like, I ran him over. Everyone you love around you is dying. And she's like, ah! And he's like, ah! At what age am I like no longer allowed to enjoy this stupid like, at some point I'm gonna have to grow up, right? Like, at some point I cannot be laughing to these movies, but I don't see that day coming anytime soon. And then I don't know if you guys seen the movie Signs, but like M. Night Shyamalan's the director, and he like makes cameos in like almost all of his films. So they're making fun of his cameo in Signs, where he's like, Charlie Sheen meets up with him in the truck. Dude, it's so funny. He's like, I'm sorry about that night. He's like, if I hadn't been asleep for that exact time when I was driving, if I hadn't drank that whole exact bottle of Jägermeister, if I hadn't killed out, he's like, whoa, what does this have to do with like Annie? And he's like, sorry, you're right. Those were other nights. And then we get a flashback to the accident that killed the wife of Charlie Sheen. And I love this scene, bro, because the cop is like, the truck has her pinned against the tree. She's pretty much split in half. As long as the car is there, she'll be alive. And then Charlie Sheen's like, I don't understand. He's like, can I still... It's so stupid. It's so funny. And she's like, let me make it clear. She rips a banana. And like during all this confusion, Charlie Sheen's like, let me explain. He has a donut on it. He's like, stop. And by the way, as I did that side note before that on a Ferris aside, God damn, this girl is beautiful. Jesus Christ. Man, there's so many hot girls in this movie. Shit. And when he goes to talk to her, she's like, I'm dying. He's like, don't talk like that. The truck barely hit you. And when he goes to like kiss her one last time, she's like, and no sex. And he's like, what? I didn't catch it. I didn't hear you. Oh my God, she's like, no sex. He's like, I can't. Oh my gosh, she's going into the light. Your ass thinks I'm gonna keep my Johnson zipped in my pants for the rest of my life? Bitch, please. And we cut away from the flashback and we're back to the guy in the car and Charlie Sheen. He's like, all right, see you later. And he turns around like he's gonna reverse it, just goes forward and crashes. Dude, why do these jokes make me laugh so hard? It's so funny. Then we cut to Brenda's funeral. Dude, this sequence is so funny. Cindy's like, I'm so sorry to Brenda's parents. And she's like, look at my sweet Brenda. She looks so peaceful. Brenda's facial expressions never fail. She's like, ah! In the fucking casket. Why is it an open casket? Then they show her like these are the pictures she took from her trip and they're blank. She's like, oh my God, they're blank. It's kind of like, I think, making a reference to The Ring. And the wife's like, turn them around, honey. They're just... And the guy, now this is definitely a reference to The Ring because like people, when you take a picture, they're like all fucked up in the picture. And in this picture, there's a guy with like a weird edit on his face. And she's like, who's that? And she's like, that's Ralph. He's right over there. And they actually put that edit in like the real life. I don't know how they did that. That was so funny to me. I was like, what the It's such a funny joke to The Ring, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Because we always see these pictures after they're deceased. So like we don't get to see them again. But it'd be so funny just like, yeah, he's right there. And you just see and the weird kid has some good lines in this sequence because he's going to like the people in the funeral and he's like, you can smoke all you want. You're gonna get hit by a bus. Yeah, nice to meet you too, dipshit. He's like, you're not fooling anyone with that. And if I remember correctly, at the end of the scene, he's also like, sees like a couple leaving the house and he's like, he doesn't know you're a man. But before that, we get the rapper guy and his hype man that show up to the funeral because I guess Cindy invited them. And it's like, I can't believe it's an open casket. And she's like, it's awake. And she's like, she's awake. And this whole sequence, bro, where the hype man is just decking the mom and the dad and gets on top of her, just started. Everyone's going bananas. So funny. Can you imagine this in real life? You'd be arrested, bro. Oh my God. White ass boy comes like with the electricity, like clear, and you see his hair. And she straight up explodes. So the dad, I think, throws him out the window, and they do the same joke, which is so good. He like gets thrown out the window and immediately bounces back up, bro. Like this guy is immune to falls. They don't affect him. So as he's about to leave the house, Cindy goes after him and they're having this like cute talk.
And then he's like, the best thing I can do right now is leave everyone alone. And then she's like, what about Sue? And he's like,
oh shit, right. Let me go get Sue. But anyways, he asks her out on a date and she says yes. So we go back to Cindy's house. She puts in the tape to see it. And this is so funny. And it starts off where you see like the girl brushing her hair and then she like brushing her armpit hair. And you see ass sitting on the toilet in her face. She's like, huh? In the chair that like spins around upside down. The guy's like upside down like, ooh. But this next line is one of the lines I laughed the hardest at because it's just so goddamn hilarious.
And it just these are the jokes that I really hope they put into the 6th movie. Like, don't shy away from these.
But she picks up the phone, right? Because in The Ring, once you watch the tape, they call you and it's like 7 days. And it's like, you have 7 days to die. And she's like, but wait, do you count holidays? And he's like, well, depends what kind of holidays. And she's like, Martin Luther King Jr. Day? He's like, I love the pause. There's a slight pause. He's like, oh, well, no. There's obviously the big sequences that are so funny and like big things are happening, but little subtle lines like that just catch you off guard. Man, dude, those are the best. So we cut back to the white rapper and his hype man and Kevin Hart. And he's like, it's over, man. This rap thing is over. And he's like, that's the same thing I said with CJ's sister. But look at me now. I'm still hitting it. Kevin Hart's like, yeah, he's still, wait, what? Kevin Hart just randomly starts taking a paintball gun and just lighting people up on the street. That's so and he tells the Eminem wannabe, like, you gotta try this shit. And he gives him a fucking bucket of paint, throws it out, and like knocks out one of the bikers. He's like, yo, bro, you gotta take the lid off, man. I was just like, sorry. Cindy calls him, something terrible has happened. So they go to her house. And then this, remember when I said earlier the wordplay between Kevin Hart and the hype man wasn't really the best, like when they were talking about what mice versus rats. This one is the good wordplay because he's like, she woke up dead. And then he's like, man, how the hell you wake up dead? He's like, cause you alive when you go to sleep. And Kevin Hart, so you telling me that you can go to bed dead and wake up alive? And he's like, man, you can't go to bed dead. It's like, that shit would be redundant. And Kevin Hart's like, no, it wouldn't. You can go to bed and not be dead, and you can die and not be in the bed. And Kevin Hart's like, damn, that's some quantum shit right there, man. Come on. And Cindy They always gotta do a little man joke for Kevin. Like, they just can't get around it in every scene. So she's like, who do I need to see in order to like figure all this shit out? He's like, my Aunt Shaniqua. She's into all this weird shit. You should go tonight. So she leaves the boy with the Eminem wannabe. And he's just like, I'm great with kids, and like just decks him in the face with the basketball. He's like, I'm so sorry. And he picks him up. Bro, puts him on the face. And before she leaves, she's like, oh, Cody really likes you. And he's like, he's a good kid. In the background, you just see him walking. Oh, wait. We are getting to one of my favorite parts, the Matrix reference, because the Matrix is one of the best action movies of all time. And they make fun of the Oracle. Oh my God. Queen Latifah. Hell yeah. They make fun of her cigarette because it's true. The Oracle is always smoking in the Matrix, and they make fun of it like she's like an addict to cigarettes, and she like opens the drawers full of cigarettes, and it's not over yet. We'll get more to it. But Morpheus walks in, and they're like in a relationship, and he turns on the TV, and he's like, I'm watching the game, babe. She's like, Morpheus, really? And this part is hilarious. Lakers will win by 12, and Morpheus' face just like on the couch. Controller.
It's so hilarious, bro. I'd be so mad. I'd be so like,
dude, that would be so annoying. And then he comes over, he's like, I catch shit with women I haven't slept with yet. That would be hella annoying. So they put on the tape, and she's like, can you tell me if like the tape is connected to like the crop circles and the aliens? She's like, yeah, for sure. And they start the tape, and then it kind of statics, and it's the lighthouse. And she's like, is that? And she's like, a cigarette? That's funny. But the next shot where Morpheus just turns his head slightly, like, pure cinematic gold. And there's the classic scene from The Ring where like they take the fly out of the thing, and it's like flying around, so Queen Latifah like smacks the fly on the TV and hits the girl from the tape, and so she decks her back, bro. And this is so good. She's like, oh hell no, takes her out and just starts slapping the shit out of her, and then Morpheus, baby no, we gonna get another lawsuit, no, and like pulls her back, and then he's like, you won, all right, you won. Up high, down low. I don't even know what to say. It's so good. Baby, no. You won. Who is the actor that plays Morpheus? Dude, that guy is hilarious, bro. I love him in this movie. So Cindy comes back to her house. The guy is like passed out. She's like, what the hell happened? Where's Cody? And he's like, we were playing a fun game, and then I looked down. Yahtzee! And he goes up and like knocks himself out. It's a stupid joke. But she finds out that the kid watched the tape, and the phone call happens, so he's gonna die now. And she's like, okay, we can still save him. The answers to all this are at this lighthouse. And she's like, oh, you probably think I'm crazy. I love this part. He's like, oh, of course I do. But right now, you don't need to up like me. So he's like, I gotta leave. And as he goes out, she's like, what am I gonna tell Cody? And then he's like, you come up with something easy. Let him down easy. Like, you know, I'm on a business trip or something. And she's like, testicular cancer. He won't ask questions. We then come to Charlie Sheen's house, and this is one of my favorite scenes ever. Dude, I love Charlie Sheen. Dude, he wakes up because he's hearing like girls singing or something. So he goes to like the daughter's room, and it's like a girl in the middle of the room with like a blanket over her. And she's like, I am your daughter. He's like, no, you're not. And he takes off the blanket. It's Michael. It's MJ. It's Michael Jackson, the white one. Charlie's reaction, just like, ah, like anybody's reaction, like, what the We all know, like, allegedly, Michael Jackson, you know, touched kids, but he's like, what did you do to Sue? He's like, I swear, I didn't touch her. And then she, I totally forgot about that part. He's like, she's just a little girl, because he, like, little boys. Dude, they start fighting, and Michael Jackson starts doing his moves to dodge the punch. He even does the moonwalk, like hits Charlie Sheen's nuts, and then Charlie Sheen grabs his nuts, but he's like so he like throws him out the window, and like he grabs his nose, and when he goes down, he sees like, oh, it wasn't Michael Jackson. It was actually like someone in this like Michael Jackson suit. So we cut back to Cindy, who's at a reporting station, and she really wants to do this story about like the crop circles and the aliens, but he's like, no, this is not what the station about. The station about sex, violence, and the weather. So she gets on like the keyboard for like the teleprompter and starts like changing the words really quick, and he's like, there's an evil tape, and you guys are in danger, and all this stuff. And then like
they start like fighting over the teleprompter, so he's like confusing all the things. But the best part is when the
janitor gets on there. I've been cleaning for this old white cracker for years, and like he has no idea that I'm hitting it with his wife. You know what I'm saying, ninja? It's so good. And then we cut to the White House, and bro, Leslie Nielsen is in this movie! The legend himself, bro, and he's the president. He's like, if this girl's talking about what she's talking about is true, then we might be in a huge crisis. We need to alert the president. He's like, sir, you are the president. He's like, oh, well, good. Then I already know about this. But then the security guard comes, he's like, stay away from the window, stay away from it, I'm just having a bad feeling. Everyone gets quiet because he goes like this to his like earpiece, and then everyone's like, what is it? And he's like, it's just some old Tupac, sir. Leslie Nielsen puts it on, and he's like, man, this shit is banging. And they do the bump. Oh my god. Cindy locates the lighthouse, so she goes there, and when she enters, now we get a reference to The Matrix 2 with another legend, George Colin! Supposed to be like the director of The Matrix, like from the second movie. And he's like, you have a lot of questions. And the Jeopardy thing comes on and he's like, I've been watching you for a very long time. So creepy. George Carlin is an amazing comedian. So he talks about how he's super lonely. And then Cindy's like, I just cut to the chase. I need to know what the is this girl and like what she do connect to the cop circles. And he's like, are you in a rush? Like, you can spend the night. So he explains like the whole deal. I won't get too much into it.
But he's like, they already summoned the aliens and they're attacking Earth, and
you're too late, essentially. And she's like, oh my God. He's like, but you're not too late to make an old man happy. And then we cut back to Charlie Sheen and all them, and they're making obviously the reference to Signs. And everyone's got the tinfoil hats. It's so good. Charlie Sheen starts like taking it off and it's a Hershey's Kiss. So stupid. But my favorite part is because this scene from Signs, if you guys haven't seen Signs, I saw Signs when this was probably my first, it's not a horror movie, but it was the first movie that scared me. Because that scene where the alien like crosses, oh my God, that scene traumatized me. I was way too young to see that. And do they parody that in this moment? And it is genuinely some of my favorite scenes in the movie. We cut back to the president who's talking to his advisor. It's so funny because he's like, no president has been through this. Like, I wonder what Ford would have thought. And they pan over the cameras. Harrison Ford? Could you imagine Harrison Ford? Indiana Jones as our president? Han Solo? So there's like all these like minority groups there, and there's like these Native Americans on the side, and he's just like, and my Native Americans, hey, yeah. All right, whatever. But at the end of this, the president actually suspects that the people there could be the aliens. And his bodyguard's like, this is frightening, man. And he's like, just wait, we'll walk out of here slowly. And then some guy with like, you know, those people that like can't talk and they have that like, he's like, sounds like a alien, so he's like, you'll never get me alive. And they just start, when I say f***ing up these people, oh my God, disabled people with problems, and they just f***ing them up. There's this like little girl with like metal in her teeth, and he just headbutts the bodyguard's just like, good work, sir. So Cindy comes back home, she sees the news, the guy's like, there's an alien invasion coming, and we are showing for the whole night the scary tape that's f***ing everyone up. But she does catch a drawing where Cody says that he's going to this house, so he goes to the house, and obviously Charlie Sheen's there, the Eminem wannabe is there, and he's just like, I tried to call, and the little dipshit kid's like, no he didn't, and he's like, well I was gonna, and he's like, no he wasn't, and the facial expression of the Eminem wannabe is so, he's like, dude, help me out here, motherfucker, you're on the same team. Trying to get the pussy. Like, anyways, they go down to the cellar, and then Cindy has this talk with Cody where she's like, do you know what your mother told me when you were born? And he's like, no. This whole conversation is jaw-dropping, like you see with the kid. She's like, your mom was in like utter pain, gushing blood. I have a videotape of it if you want to see it. And he's like, and then she's like, she cut your umbilical cord. Well, on the second try. The first time she snipped your penis. And he's like, what? He's like, she was kind of drunk. You know, we went out the day before celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And she never did any crystal meth. She's like, I'll just try some right now. He's like, the face of the kid. I think this is the best moment he has in the movie. Because throughout the whole movie, I'm just like, this guy's just creepy. A little bit too creepy. But this scene, I would have reacted the same way. Like, are you shitting me? Dude, I'm watching the movie like as I'm doing this review, so I'm gonna probably edit in like my actual reactions watching the scene. They make me laugh so hard. But this next joke hits so hard for me, maybe not for you guys, but it's because it's really attached to a real life scenario that happened to me at the University of Florida. Shout out Hayes Pal, you know what I'm talking about. So he's going to the door, and then like Eminem wannabe turns off the light accidentally with his back by flipping up the switch, and then the scream. I'm gonna act it out. He's like, it's even better in the movie. And he's like, I don't know what idiotic thing turned off these lights. And then it cuts to Eminem wannabe, and he's just like, oh shit. My best friend in college, Hayes Powell, did the exact same shit. We were in a auditorium in college, and the light switch was right next to his seat, and he like accidentally turned it off, and everyone was like confused, like Charlie Sheen, and I'm like, what the just happened? And then later afterwards he texted me like, dude, I accidentally turned off. So when I saw this movie in college, bro, that scene is so good. It might not be a great scene in your opinion, but for me, oh, it's so good. That was confusing. Charlie Sheen says, quick, get that railroad tie and jam it against the door, and he just jams it straight in his dick, and he's like, oh my balls. And then he brings fucking bullet. He's like, no, not those balls, god damn it. Dude, The parody jokes from Signs are superb. If you like that movie, you love this movie. Because there's a scene where like Mel Gibson in Signs takes a knife and puts it under the door to like use it as a mirror, a reflection to catch what's on the other side. And it's actually scary because you see the hand of the alien and everything. But in this one, the aliens put a knife back and they're looking up Cindy's skirt. Oh my God, this movie. But then the alien attacks Cody and then Charlie's like, swing away, George. So he gets the baseball bat and he just starts whacking Cody like the balls on George. He's like, when he gets him out, he's like, thank me later. He just beat the shit out of him. And then we realize it's his hype man. He's like, you know, the hood always got your back. And then he's like, I heard they can't open doors. And I love Charlie Sheen's quote on this because this is a legitimate like flaw, I guess you could say, in the Signs movie. Charlie Sheen, like, they mastered space flight, but they can't get through a wooden door. So the hype man suggests the cellar is the safest place. Kids and women stay here. The men, we go outside and we fight. Eminem Wannabe's like, what's the cutoff age for kids? Please put in the comments the name of the Eminem Wannabe rapper, because I hate referencing him like that, and he is legitimately funny in the rest of the scary movies. What is his name? I need to know. But they go outside, the aliens are behind them, and the president runs them over, and he's just like, we don't have to go through insurance, right? Drops $40, 220s, bro, 220s. You know how rich the president is? Oh, and this next scene is so, dude. How many times do I have to tell you guys? It's just good scene after good scene after good scene, dude. When the hood arrives, Kevin Hart's like, what's up, George? I got the, you know, the hood's got your back, and I got my friends. And they're all ready with Uzis and Glocks. One guy steps on another guy's shoe, and then they just start going back and forth like, you, your mama, like, I'll shoot you up. Moral of the story, they all start shooting between each other. So the bitch gets a rocket and everyone died, and the president's like, these men died for their country. Send flowers to the bitches and hoes. And then they get attacked by the aliens, and then they explain, we came to your planet to find this evil little girl. And they're like, you watched the tape too? And he's like, our satellite picked up what we thought was Pootie Tang. What the does that mean? I'm thinking it's pussy. I'm not sure. So then Charlie Sheen's like, oh, so they are peaceful after all. And the hype man's like, well, then why were they choking? He's like, that's how we say hello. And Eminem Wannabe is like, how do you guys say goodbye? And just kicks him in the nuts. And then they show how they pee, which is like just water coming out of their finger. So Charlie Sheen's just like brushing his teeth. And then we get a little heartfelt moment where the president's like, we're just one big galactic family. And then Eminem Wannabe is just like, I've been running away from family my whole life. And then Leslie Nielsen's just like, that's because you're an idiot. Zooms in with like heartfelt music into his face. So we cut back to Cindy. She finds the well that's inside the cellar, and then the ring girl appears behind her. I love this little moment where she's just like scooting behind her back, like trying to not like get seen, and then she like turns back like, ha! And they punches her in the stomach. Anyways, they have this whole little fight sequence, and then she gets a hold of Cody, and then Eminem Wannabe gets there, and they just have this like heartfelt moment where she's like, I know what your mother did to you was wrong.
You've always needed a mother and then a father, and then she's like,
You've broke the curse. Kind of like, right, The Ring. But I love the part where they're like, really? And then she's like, turns back into Samara and like, nah, I'm just screwing with you. And then the president opens the door, knocks her back into the well. I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. Dude, you know what? Rest in peace, Leslie Nielsen, because god damn it, that guy is a icon, and just he was amazing. I love that dude. So then we cut to their wedding where Cindy and George are getting married, and his hype man is there with Brenda all duct taped, dead, just waving her like, the hood's always got your back. And I love the last scene of this movie because it definitely caught me off guard, right? Like, they're talking and you see it coming from a mile away where they're like, oh, they're gonna do the same thing, we're gonna run over the kid. But they trick you in this one because they're going back and you're like, they're gonna run him over or like hit him, and then it stops, and then he's like, and then a truck hits him, and that is Scary Movie 3. I know you guys might hate me for saying this, but I truly believe number 1's the best, but I might put number 3 over 2. It's that good, and maybe it's just because I'm such a fan of the movie Signs, 8 Mile, The Ring. That's like one of my favorite. Just proving it to you guys. I got Samara right here as one of my lamps to go to bed coming out of the TV. You see that? So these are some of my favorite movies ever, and like I said, the movies that they parody in Scary Movie 2, I'm not as attached. They're not bad movies, but like The Haunting, for example, not the biggest fan of. So I think that's why I enjoyed this movie more than Scary Movie 2. Not because the Marlon Wayans aren't the best. They certainly are the best. They're the GOATs. But this movie just had some great jokes, great movie selection, and just some amazing Leslie Nielsen, Charlie Sheen. This movie is again 10 out of 10. These movies are 10 out of 10. Like all my titles for these movies.
Why Scary Movie's perfect? Why Scary Movie 2 is perfect? Why Scary Movie 3 is perfect?
But stay tuned, I will be doing Scary Movie 4 and 5. I know some of you don't like those movies, but I like them. Surprise! Newsflash! But I will say you might have to wait till November for those movies, and White Chicks will be the first video that comes out in November, don't worry. But we are entering spooky season, which is my favorite month of the year, so we gotta talk about horror movies, not scary movies like the parodies, actual horror movies. I put up a poll on my channel. Go vote on there right now. Cabin in the Woods is in the lead. So stay tuned, guys, because you got a bunch of good content coming your way. Subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.